403. Dr. Mitchell, will you please do roll call?
Certainly. Excuse me. Donna Friedman?
Here.
Carrie Chen?
Here.
Lynn Ebenkamp?
Here.
Angelina Pride?
Present.
David Malkin?
Present.
All board members are present.
Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda of the regular board meeting of Thursday, May 28, 2020?
We adopt the agenda of May 28th, 2020.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. We will do a roll call. Ms. Friedman?
Yes.
Mr. Chen?
Yes.
Ms. Ebenkamp?
Yes?
Ms. Pride?
Yes.
And yes for me, so we have a unanimous vote to adopt the agenda. Motion carries. Dr. Mitchell, are there any public comments on the closed session items?
So closed session topics, our moderator will look to see.
Yes, we've received 5 requests to speak, but they do need to be on closed session topics. All other topics are going to be for the public to comment at 6 p.m. after our RUSD longevity and retiree presentations. I'm going to just confirm with each one because, again, I do believe that they are topics that should be shared at 6 o'clock. The first person I'm going to ask is Mr. Roy Humphreys. Can you please confirm? I do believe your topic is for after 6 p.m.
No, this is item 2A with your contract regarding your closed session. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my comments are on 2A, which is the contract negotiations that you're having with REA in the closed session.
Again, the comments will be for, you had written for the budget, that'll be after the 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that one's after 6, that's different. This is for the closed session only.
So yes, we'll hear from you after the 6 o'clock.
No, this is for closed session, the one I'm doing now. And it's
So
on-
for Mr. Humphreys, it sounds as if your request is to comment on negotiations. Is that correct?
Correct.
So Mr. Malkin, could you please read the item that needs to be done for public comment?
Okay, Mr. Humphreys, just listen carefully. Just take me a second here. Please note that the public is welcome to provide comment to the board. Remarks are limited to 3 minutes unless extended by the vote of the board. A maximum of 20 minutes, unless extended by the board, is allocated for each subject discussed. The Brown Act open meeting regulations under which the board must operate do not allow board members to comment on non-agenda items or information you may bring up that are not on the agenda. Additionally, no action can be taken. However, the board may give direction to staff following a comment. Okay, Mr. Humphreys, you have a comment on negotiations?
Yes, there's no, on the agenda item 2A is a contract discussions with REA. And the question is, what happened to the arbitration that Superintendent Mitchell announced at the RHCCC meeting months ago? As to the negotiations of this board sitting on $54 million in the cachet there, has become a moot point since Ms. Pride put that puppy to rest with her observation that the excess funds will save the day as to the consequences of the COVID-19. This is great. And why didn't the board and superintendent declare this as a pandemic preparedness reserve? Obviously, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure that Shea Lohman and the teachers will only be too happy to resume their ghetto rations. Thank you.
Mr. Ward, is there anybody else? Ms. Ward, are you still listening?
Yes, she's working. I can see her on screen working.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to unmute Ms. Xuegen. Can you please confirm your topic?
Yes. Yes, this is a large project key.
All right, so as we stated, that will be addressed at 6 o'clock after we do our retirement and longevity awards. We will be able to allow you for public comment at that time. This is not a closed session topic. Thank you.
Next speaker, Ms. Ward.
I'm also confirming there is a Fan Chang. Ms. Fan Chang, can you please confirm your topic?
Yeah. Now I'm here.
And can you please confirm your topic? I believe your topic is after 6 o'clock?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. My topic is about our concern about homeless people around our schools.
Okay, but we appreciate your comment. Again, this is for a topic after 6 o'clock. It is not a closed session topic. We'll allow you to speak after 6 o'clock, after we do our longevity awards.
Okay. So when? Can you?
Okay. And the other one is from Stephen Liu. And I do not see him, so that is the final one on my list that I have at this time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This will close our public comment on closed items. We will now recess the closed session at 4:10. Please log off, and we'll be logging back on at 6 o'clock to our public comment, to our public meeting. Thank you. For Dr. Mitchell, there's Mr. Chen, and Ms. Ebenkamp, I think.
I'm gonna run and go find my glasses that I put down somewhere.
So there's Ms. Ebenkamp, okay. Okay, are we all set then?
I believe we are. And we have all of our board members back and present. And so our meeting is being recorded. So Mr. Malkin, take it away.
Okay, good evening, everybody. We are returning back to open session at 6:03 p.m. All in attendance will be led to the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Kerry Chen, board member. Mr. Chen?
Please rise. Join hand over your heart. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. There's no closed session report tonight. Next, we are going to move to board recognitions. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Mitchell at this time. Dr. Mitchell?
Sorry about that. I was having a slight technical issue, but we are all set. So on recognition, at this point, we are very pleased to share and recognize our employees for longevity. Those employees who've been with the Rowland Unified School District for 25, 30, 35, and 40 years of service. Leading us through that is Dennis Bixler. Turn it over to Mr. Bixler at this time. Not seeing him on. We're going to pause for just 1 second. He's having a technical issue. 1 minute. Dennis will be joining us in just 1 second. He's just having a log-on challenge at this moment, so he apologizes. So he's now there, he's on, and his audio is now working. So Mr. Bixler, I've done the introduction in terms of longevity and shared how pleased we are to be recognizing our employees, and the floor is yours. Hey. I apologize again. It appears that he has gotten kicked off. So, there he is. Are you there, Dennis?
I'm here. How's everyone?
Very well, thanks. So the introduction's been done. The floor is yours. Our employees are anxiously awaiting to be recognized.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much. It's my pleasure this evening to recognize a great group of employees who have been with us for a long time. And they've contributed much to the organization. They have done much to better the lives of students and our fellow staff members. And so we take this time tonight to say thank you to everyone. And so I'm going to start off with those folks who have already provided a full 25 years of service to the district. And this takes us back to the year 1994 when they started. And I've got a little bit for you that I think is going to be fun, and that is, who can forget this great song from 1994 as we get started from Whitney Houston. So she said it well. You know, she said, "I will always love you." Great song. So without further ado, we will always love these employees, and starting off with Terry Amaya. Terry Amaya has worked her entire year in teaching in the tight-knit community of Northern Giano and Villacorta. She's always been a consummate professional with a conscientious nature. Her caring nature and pleasant disposition have brightened many a day for students, parents, and colleagues. Mrs. Amaya has been willing to step up on behalf of students, and many of her former students stay in touch with her and seek out her guidance. She is highly respected by all in the community. So thank you all for Ms. Terry Amaya. We've next got Mr. Miguel Espinoza from Nogales. He is a graduate of Nogales High School, and we're proud to have him back. His heart and his soul are clearly invested in the school. He serves as our department chair. He's been involved in the transition to the next generation science standards and the implementation of a proposed new science course. He is on the leadership team. He serves with ARE, and he has done a lot for Nogales High School. Thank you for the 25 years of dedication to Nogales, Miguel. Now we've got the other side of town. We've got Rowland High School and Henry Hernandez. Henry Hernandez has been a custodian at Rowland High School for the last 25 years. He's been a major contributor to the custodial department. He's a pleasure to work with. He's always got a smile on his face, and he's always taken a great deal of pride in his work and what he does on a daily basis, which supports students, supports staff, and helps make sure that we have a safe and clean environment. So thank you, Henry. Now Shellen with Diane Ingolia. So she is a Shellen institution according to her principal. She's dedicated herself to making kindergartners' experiences magical. Every kindergarten student remembers gingerbread houses, elf parties, and Louis the Leprechaun. We thank her for all she does to instill a love of reading, writing, and magic in her kids. We also have Trish Johnson from Blandford. She began in the same year. She cares deeply about the social and emotional well-being of students, the academic learning of every kid. She has taught in various grade levels. She's been a coach and mentor and supported the learning and growth of other teachers. She is a teacher leader and loves to learn and encourages the love of learning in students. Tricia, thank you for making a difference in the lives of our students every day. Next, Yvonne Martini. Yvonne Martini is a true child development expert. Yvonne Martini stands out as an amazing, thoughtful TK gem. The school is lucky to have such a dedicated and caring person to pave the path for our youngest learners in their long learning career at the school. We congratulate Yvonne on reaching this milestone in her career and hope that she plans on spending many more years in the TK world to provide wonder and imagination and amazement to our youngest kids. Next, we have Mr. Dan Miller. Dan Miller is one of a kind. He is a dedicated district patrol person. He is ready and willing to report to sites, and he does this day and night to ensure safety for all. We appreciate his support for students and staff, and he has no trouble going up to folks and talking with them even in dark night. We appreciate all he does. Next, we have Susan Orman, who has been at Shellen, Blandford, Alvarado, Killian, Fajardo, Jellin, Hollingworth, FRC, Santana, La Seda, and Rowan High School, where she's been for the last several years. She has the nickname from other health assistants as Hawkeye for spotting and troubleshooting the health records of students and their immunizations. We're so fortunate to have Susan as part of our team of dedicated health professionals, making sure our students are healthy. We thank you very much. Patricia Ortiz, we're grateful for your contribution and dedication to Northern. This year, you've completed 25 years at Northern, and you continue to climb new heights with your hard work, your zeal, and your commitment to students. We wish you a happy anniversary on this. Next, we have Kelly Reese. Kelly Reese is a dedicated employee at Rowan High School, where she served as a teacher, a librarian, the ASB director, and she's currently our assistant principal. Kelly brings her heart and soul to Rowland High School on a daily basis, and with her organization and her eye for detail, students are better every day for having her been there. It is impossible to truly measure her positive impact on the school community, and we're thankful for her choosing to work in the Rowland Unified School District. Next, we have Magdalena Sandoval. Magdalena is an RSP instructional assistant. She provides support for students at Hurley Elementary School. She's collaborative. She works with the special education team, and even during distance learning time, she continues to provide small group interventions and support for students via Zoom and Seesaw. She's a tremendous asset to the Hurley team, and we congratulate her on her years of experience. Tawny Valenzuela. Tawny, I'm told, is the embodiment of what a wonderful speech and language pathologist should be. She works tirelessly for her students and her families, making sure that their students' needs are met. She takes everything on with grace and with flair. Anyone who knows her can attest to her great sense of humor. She's got so many great qualities. She's quick-witted, she's intelligent, she's articulate, and the list could go on and on. What we admire most about her is her dedication to everything she does. Congratulations, Tawny. And that brings us to 30 years. So, 25 years. Give them a round of applause. Great job. Great job. So, let's think about what was going on when this next group of employees began in Rowland Unified. It was 30 years ago. NASA launched the Galileo space project. Interest rates were just a little bit higher than what they are right now. They were sitting at 10.5% for a mortgage. We can never forget, nor should we forget, what happened with Tiananmen Square in China. I believe that many of us remember that with major memories. There are those other memories that are fun, because the Mirage Hotel and Casino opened as the first destination Las Vegas resort hotel. And, you know, who could forget the great lip syncing of Milli Vanilli? You know, I think we all remember this song. This song was #1 on the charts, and it broke records when we knew that they were lip syncing. I am not lip syncing. I am doing this live. Okay? And so Belinda Anaya, she was brought into the district, and for 30 years she's diligently served the Rowland Unified School District in many capacities. She's currently the Administrative Secretary in the District Safety and Patrol Department. She goes way above and beyond to make sure that the department's running smoothly. She responds to people's calls timely. She's an excellent asset to the district. She's communicative and attentive to detail. We're very grateful to have her in our district. Also this year, Karen Bronley was brought into the district, and she's been a part of the Xuegen community ever since. She's worked in a wide range of ages, and currently she helps our youngest learners embark on their learning journeys. We appreciate all that she does for us. Unfortunately, we didn't have a picture for her. We also had Alma Cartea. Alma has used her vast experience to bring out the best in each one of us. Her inspiration has made Northam a great place to work, and her contribution to Rowland Unified has been immense. Thanks for being a guide and a mentor to your colleagues and your students, and happy 30th. Then we have Bill Danners. And Bill is one of our mechanics down in transportation, and we'd like to congratulate him on 30 years of service. His experience is essential for maintenance of our school buses. He ensures, along with the other team of mechanics, that our safety is the #1 priority, because they're carrying our most precious cargo. And anybody who knows Bill knows this one thing. He absolutely loves to travel. And if you ask him about Greece, you better be ready to talk with him for a while. So thank you, Bill. Patricia Dublé at Rowland High School. She's a great employee at Rowland High School, and she's been serving in the VAPA department for 30 years. She's produced and directed numerous plays and musicals throughout her career, giving students the joy of acting and singing. Maybe I'll try acting and singing next time. Patty approaches her job with professionalism and makes the classroom an exciting and entertaining experience. She's always putting her students first. So thank you, Patty. Libby Garza. Libby's an amazing person who has a huge heart for students. Her calming demeanor has always served her well in the role that she serves with kids of all types of backgrounds and experiences. She's loved and respected by her peers because she's always a team-first person, and she goes above and beyond everything she does. She's a tremendous asset at the Alvarado family. Thank you. Now we've got Julie Hagopian. Julie is an amazing and beloved TK instructional assistant at Ybarra. She treats the TK students as if they were her own. She's been a tremendously important part of the history of the Ybarra Academy, and we appreciate all that she's given, and the staff thanks you for all you've given to the Ybarra Academy for so many years. So thank you. Then we have Romeo Jacinto. Romeo is considered a source of inspiration and motivation at Northern. His work ethics are exemplary, and he brings out the best in everyone. We thank you for being there every time that we need you, and at Northern, they are wishing you a happy 30th year. Next, we have Fred Karasek. Fred is an irrigation technician for Rowland, and his role is in ensuring the fields are well irrigated, and this is much appreciated. The service to Rowland Unified has played an important role in the success of students. We're sure that the teachers that he works with appreciate a green playing field for students, and all the kids love the green fields when they're out on recess and at lunch. So thank you so much, Fred. Brenda Lindsay. Brenda is a nurse with us. Brenda began working in Rowland at Alvarado, Killian, and Jellic. She became a part of the Nogales High School team a few years later, and she's served at Nogales High School ever since, as well as being assigned to Oswald, Ybarra, and Rorimer. She's worked closely with the Children's Clinic at the FRC and has worked with the For Us Foundation. She's compassionate, she's caring, and she's excellent at what she does. We are lucky to have Brenda as a part of our family for 30 years. So thank you so much, Brenda. Mary Ellen Martinez. Mary Ellen began her career in the Rowland Unified School District as an instructional assistant at Rowland Elementary. She's then been at the Rowland Adult and Community Education Center since 2007 as an office assistant. She provides tremendous support to teachers and students, and it is much appreciated. We thank you, Mary Ellen, for your dedication to the Rowland Adult and Community Education community, and thank you so much for 30 great years. Next, we have Tony Mishima. So Tony has a lively skip to her step in her everyday routine. She expresses her enthusiasm to students with well-planned and meaningful lessons. Building a school community is important to her. She organizes several events for students and families with the objective to have a combination of learning and enjoyment. Her contribution to Yorvita is valued by the entire staff and the community. So thank you, Tony. Next, we have Francis Padilla. Francis, every organization deserves a strong team player like you. We are proud to have you with us. You've played a major role in bringing out the best in employees through your team building and your motivation. We hope that you continue to shine and have a great year. Next, we have Mr. Greg Pryor. Who could not like that smile? Mr. Pryor is a dedicated teacher who is committed to providing students the best of learning opportunities. One unique quality that he possesses is the ability to connect with students and build a family-like environment in his classroom. In fact, there's some people who would refer to Greg as a kid magnet. Mr. Pryor's got a passion for supporting students, families, and the rest of the faculty at Killeen Elementary. So thank you, Greg. Maria Rivera. Maria makes a tremendous impact in the lives of students at Curley each and every day as an instructional assistant in our TK program. As an instructional aide for the last 30 years, she supported students with reading comprehension and math reasoning. We thank Ms. Rivera for her dedication to students and for all the support over the years with LPAC testing and small group interventions. Next, we have Irene Rodriguez from the FRC. I'm told Irene is someone everyone should have the honor of meeting and working with. In the 30 years that Irene's been with the district, she's supported many programs, such as those that take place at Jellic, Rowland High School, district office, the PRC and Family Resource Center. She approaches everything with grace and kindness, and she's got the best of humor. We thank Irene for all that she does for the district. Next up, we have Mrs. Nancy Torger. Her infectious smile, calm demeanor, and warm personality are unique and are appreciated by both students and staff. Her students clearly demonstrate trust and respect for her as she connects really well with them. She wears many hats at Nogales. She's the chair for the CTE department. She's been a critical member of the team that's created and implemented the Career Pathways program. She's helped with school development of the school bell schedule for many years, and in the last few years, that's been a few bell schedules. We're truly grateful to have benefited from her dedication to staff and students at Nogales. Next, and last but not least in 30 years, we've got Susan Young. Susan's been a teacher at Rowland High School for all of her 30 years. She is the Special Education Department Chair and teaches students in English and Social Studies. She coordinates field trips for our students to explore colleges and trade schools. She supports students in selecting and preparing for a job or career. She's got a wonderful family that supports her, and we really appreciate all of her hard work. That brings us further back in time. So let's thank those that have been here for 30 years and go to 35. All right. So what happened 35 years ago? Well, people were doing something that they can't do today, and that was going to a movie for $2.50. You know, I think everyone's going to appreciate this and wish that they had bought stock in this company back then, because the original Apple Macintosh computer went on sale January 1984. Space Shuttle Discovery made its maiden flight. On a personal note, my senior year started in this year. And who lives in Los Angeles can forget the 1984 Summer Olympics? That was some year. And the top song for that year, oops, where'd it go? You'll all remember this song from Band Aid at Christmas time. You remember this song? Gotta love Boy George. And 35 years ago, Bruce Boyd began providing instruction in Rowland Unified. We have the slide for Bruce? Thank you. Bruce Boyd began providing instruction in Rowland Unified 35 years ago, teaching at both Rowland High School and Rincon Elementary. He currently teaches English at the baccalaureate program at Rowland High and as the college prep English 12. He's also taught AP English Literature and English 12. He's a valuable asset to the seniors in his English class who are developing their critical thinking skills, and he helps his colleagues in the department by providing insight and guidance. Next, we have Susie Birch. Susan Birch. Susie's been providing outstanding and dedicated instruction to students at Rowland High School for the past 35 years. She currently teaches World History Honors and AP European History. She's also taught World History at the college prep and Sinai levels, as well as the community of caring. She's been an important part of the school's leadership team, serving as a department chairperson, a WASC focus group leader, a club advisor, a class advisor, and she's a representative on many other school and district committees. We thank you, Susie, for your 35 years. Next, in building services, Danny Gomez. He's been integral in building services for a long time, as you can tell, 35 years. He started working in the department right out of high school and is one of those valued employees that everyone knows. His talents in the construction trade are valued immensely. He always has a great attitude. He'll do whatever he is asked to do, and he truly understands what it means to put students first. We thank you. Next, we have Stacy Kim. Stacy is one of our translators. Stacy's been providing outstanding services to the community and schools by providing Korean translation services and interpretation. She attends all of our community meetings district-wide, and those include parent training, parent advisory councils, IEP plan meetings. She's always got a bright smile and a positive attitude, and she addresses parents' needs and seeks out outside resources to support families. We thank you, Stacy, for all of your work. Sandy Michelle. Next slide. Here. Uh-oh. All right. We go to Don. Don, no, that's okay. I'm good there. Little technical difficulty, thank you. Rowland High School, Rowland Unified caught a gem when we hired Don Montanez. He's gone above and beyond to serve as the Nogales High School community. He has attended Nogales High School as a student. He's taught social studies for 35 years. He's been a baseball coach, the head varsity baseball coach. He's been the assistant athletic director. His smile, his sense of humor, and his warm personality allow him to quickly develop relationships with students and staff members. He's made lifelong friends among colleagues, and his concern and compassion for students is always apparent. We thank him for his gracious support of Nogales High School students. Thank you so much, Don. Sandy and Michelle next? Nope. Okay, Tom Pierre. And I'll come back to Sandy. Maybe we don't have a picture. So Thomas Pierre is a valued member of the Giano physical education team. Generations of gladiators still chant, running, running, running. We thank you for your dedication and your commitment to the Giano family and for making an impact on so many families, whether it was through your physical education curriculum, coaching sports, or sharing your experiences with colleagues. Thank you, Tom. Next, we should have Rowland Salcedo. There we go. He's one of those employees that everyone wishes that they had. He's a professional, and he loves his job as a ground maintenance worker. He's got a great work ethic, and he does a fantastic job. I'm told he's the grounds guy that absolutely loves NASCAR, and I'll tell you, I'm sure glad that he doesn't drive our lawnmowers like they drive NASCAR cars. So thank you, Rowland. Next, we've got Margie Solano. Margie's been a part of the Hollingworth family for many years, as you can tell. She's truly an MVP on the campus, and she's always willing to help everyone and anyone in need. She moves around the campus with grace, and in her amazing varieties of shoes that she so proudly wears, I'm told her favorite color is those Hollingworth blue shoes. We're proud of Margie and all the milestones that she's hit in her career and for all the support she gives to students. Thank you, Margie. Next, we've got Yolanda Valencia. Yolanda makes an impact in the lives of early students each and every day as an instructional assistant. As an instructional assistant, for those of you who like rock and roll, you will remember that Pink Floyd released the album The Wall. Jimmy Carter was our president, and who can forget the song that the Knack was playing? This was #1 on the charts 40 years ago. Remember the Knack and My Sharona? Come on, David, I know that you were dancing to this. Come on. Who could forget that beat? Who could forget some of our great employees that started with us? Mario Flores, 40 years ago, began his career in Rowland Unified as a stock delivery driver. He transferred to the warehouse in the same capacity, and most of us will know him best as the Rowland Unified mailman. Everybody knows Mario by his first name, whether it's the FedEx driver, UPS, or yes, even the United States Postmaster knows him by his first name. He keeps us all in line, and we'd like to thank Mario for his dedication, his punctuality, stellar attendance, and his great attitude. He's always got a smile on his face and ready to share a story with everyone with whom he comes into contact. Thank you, Mario, for 40 years. Next, we have Estella Hernandez. Estella has been a dedicated member of our district. Throughout her years of service to the Villa Corta community, she's supported thousands of students. She's got a well-established trajectory of being respectful, responsible. She's willing to do whatever it takes to support all those little Vikings out there. Her skill and her passion is proactively supporting newcomer programs, newcomer learners. She's organized, she's conscientious in all of her endeavors. She is highly regarded as a member of the Viking family. Next, we have Denise Matan. Denise initially started working in education by volunteering in her daughter's kindergarten class, and she fell in love with the profession. She realized her love and has now served as an instructional assistant for Rowland for the last 40 years. Blandford Elementary has been fortunate to have her as a part of their family for 39 of those years. She's kind and caring towards all. Her positive connections with students help her make a positive impact inside and outside the classroom. Denise, we thank you for your amazing years of service with us. And last but not least, for 40 years, Marie Cindy Vasquez has been with us as an amazing teacher. She has spent 4 decades preparing thousands of 5-year-olds for early literacy and schooling. Her impact across these generations is never going to be forgotten by those families. We commend her for 40 years of service and thank her for countless hours of dedication to the families of Rowland Unified. Additionally, this is Cindy's last year, and we would like to recognize that she is going to be retiring as well. Before I move on to recognizing those folks who are retiring, I'd like to share with everyone what folks are going to be getting in the mail. All those folks that have served for 25 years or more, they're going to be recognized by a packet that's coming in the mail. And so hopefully this shows up on the camera, but maybe you can see this. Those that are with the district for the last 35 years will get this nice last plaque that we do, and this is being mailed out. We're told that the mail folks are going to just take really good care to get that plaque for 35 years. And for 40 years, it's a slightly larger plaque. And so those are in the mail today, and pins and certificates are on their way for those who served us for 25, 30 years. So we thank those for the longevity recognition, and now I'd like to recognize those folks who are retiring. And so, in addition to the recognition tonight for our recognition for retirement, they will all also get a plaque. So I don't know whether my camera's still on for everyone. Oh, thank you. Love the technical support. So they're all going to get a plaque just like this that is being mailed out, and it is in the mail this evening. And I got to thank my HR staff, Lily Pugiloa, and the HR team have done a great job of pulling those things together and getting them in the mail. But without further ado, we've got retirees that we want to recognize. And first up, we've got Carolyn Abbott. All right, Carolyn. So, Carolyn is filled with passion and positivity. She's always got a smile on her face. She's always been welcoming and welcoming to everyone, and is committed to improving the lives of her students, not only as learners, but as little humans as well. She's mastered the art of teaching and is always looking for new ways to engage and educate her students. She has loved by her colleagues and will be greatly missed as she takes on this new journey in life. We thank you, Carolyn, for being the world's greatest you from Alvarado Intermediate School. Next, we recognize Miss Cristieri, who actually retired late last year. We didn't get an opportunity to recognize her there. She was an asset to Nogales High School. She developed many strong relationships with students, and they still talk about her. They still miss her. To many, she was like another parent, and she frequently came to the rescue of others in need, supporting her own students as well as those who were not assigned to her. One teacher has said that she taught him everything he knows about teaching, and he's doing pretty well, so that's all right. Martha Bernal. Martha joined Nutrition Services at Rowland in 2008 and has been a valued team member of the Telesis Academy Kitchen, where she has been missed ever since her retirement a few months ago in December. Her dedication to serving the students of Rowland Unified was evident in her ability to serve hundreds of students lunch every day at Telesis, while still taking the time to smile, make them feel warm, and make them feel welcome. You can always count on Martha to serve up a nutritious meal with a friendly smile on the side. Thank you, Martha. Next, we've got Sue Blanchard. Sue has been supporting the Ybarra Cheetahs for many years and in many, many ways. Her efforts don't go unnoticed. She prepares lessons, developing learning experiences for her students to best meet their own individual needs. She interacts with families and she demonstrates that she values them. She asks for their input to support learning goals and progress for each student. The entire Ybarra community is going to miss you, Susan. We wish you the best as you begin your new adventures. Next, we recognize Ms. Gloria Blankwell. Gloria actually retired last year as well, and we did not get an opportunity to recognize her, so we're taking this time tonight. She was a tremendous employee at Santana High School. She was gifted. She always knew the right thing to say at the right moment. She made people feel good about themselves. Students and staff benefited from her demeanor of guidance, from her laughter, and from her contagious acts of kindness. She is going to be missed for her smiles and her great humor, but it's time for her to get a little rest and relaxation. Next, Kathy Cassells. We like to honor Kathy for her many years of outstanding service and dedication to students. Over the last 33 years, all of them at the Oswald Academy, Kathy's been an important piece of the Oswald story. She's helped to make Oswald a truly special place. We're grateful for her assistance, her guidance, and her outstanding leadership that provided to the team for many years. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement, and a big thank you from the Oswald staff for everything that you do. Next, Judy Fox. She's a veteran. She's been around here for more than 30 years, and she tends to have a lasting imprint on the students' hearts as Ybarra alumni come back and visit her pretty often. Care and connection are priorities for Judy. She teaches the whole child, knowing that the social and emotional component to learning comes before content. She's a valuable member of the Ybarra community as she interacts collaboratively with families to best support their needs. She's been dependable, she's been an important member of the staff, and her time will absolutely be treasured. Congratulations on your retirement, Judy. Next, we have Bill Garcia. Bill has been Jellic's evening custodian. That smile says it all. He's always got a great sense of humor. He's got an infectious smile. He's got a loquacious demeanor, and he's always been willing to serve. He's got a tremendously positive attitude, and he's been an advocate for all students and a healthy supporter of all things Jellic Jaguar. He's been a faithful friend to many staff members, and we hope that he enjoys his retirement. And congratulations, and Bill, you're going to be missed. Next, we've got Gus Gomez. Gus has served the Giano community as a member of their custodial team for 40 years. His positivity and dedication to providing the best possible learning environment for students and family are going to be greatly missed. After giving so much of himself to students, we really hope that you will enjoy your retirement, give it to your granddaughters, and I'm told that you really want to go out and watch the Rams and Dodgers games, and hopefully in the very near future, we're all going to be able to get out and watch a ball game. Betty Ybarra. Betty's been a custodian with Rowland Unified since 2006. She always comes to work with a smile and a generous heart every day. She understands that building relationships with colleagues was important, and she always took time to get to know them and their needs. She takes pride in work, working late in the evenings between two different schools, and she always has made it the best of the situation. Her contribution to Rorimer and Yorba is cherished. We thank you, Betty. Next, we have Robert Hernandez. Robert was with the Rowland Unified School District until just a few months ago, and he has been working at many sites throughout his career. Most recently and most notably, he served at Santana and Nogales High School. He regularly demonstrated his willingness to lend a hand and offer advice. We always like to give advice. Ask him anything, he'll tell you what his thoughts are. He always helped younger employees as well. We wish him the absolute best and much happiness in his retirement. Next, Linda Himes. Linda's not only being recognized for her retirement, but she's just reached that 40-year mark. She's been a teacher and a mentor, and she's been at several school sites: Waseda, Ybarra, Rincon, Giano, Shelland, and she's been at Blandford. Throughout her career, she's been passionate about mentoring and coaching other teachers. She embodies the true spirit of collaboration, and we're grateful for her contributions to support teaching and learning for both students and staff. Congratulations on 40 years of service and your retirement. Linda, your dedication to the Blandford Bears is going to be missed. Next, we've got Carol in Rowland. Carol gave almost 20 years of working at Shelland. She began there as a parent, transitioned from a volunteer to instructional assistant absolutely seamlessly. She was dependable and could always be relied upon to work in tandem with teachers to provide incredible instruction for students. She is missed because of her smile, her demeanor, and her care for kids. Thank you, Carol. Next, we have Janice Iwamoto. After 19 years of exceptional service, we'd like to honor and congratulate Janice on her well-deserved retirement. We thank her for being warm and welcoming to children, for guiding by example, and your loving and caring nature. Your genuine love and compassion for students make you not only an exceptional and wonderful teacher, but a special person. Your service to students at Oswald Academy has been outstanding, and we thank you for your years of service and dedication to kids. Congratulations. Next is Patty Kramer. Mrs. Kramer is a consummate professional educator. She's dedicated to her craft and has served as a teacher leader for many years. Patty's been positively impacting students through her work as a math teacher, and she's also found ways to provide kids with different learning experiences as well. She's been a leader of adults, she's been at TOSA, she served as a math department chair at Alvarado, and has been a team player who's willing to provide and share expertise with any and all. We thank you. Next, we have Faye Looney. Faye first joined the Nutrition Services Department in 2009, and he's been a longtime member of the Nogales High School kitchen. His dedication to serving the students of Rowland Unified was evident in his ability to serve hundreds of students every day while persisting in his goal to provide great service. We thank him and wish him the best in his retirement. Next, for building service, we've got Daniel Luzak. Daniel's been highly skilled in many areas, and we benefit from his skills. He began as a custodian and made his way to building services. He's got a great boisterous attitude, a great hard-working work ethic. He's also known to have brute strength. We thank him for his ability to laugh, his honesty, his ability to lighten every situation, and I guess to open all those jars that we can't open. Thank you, Daniel, for all of your years of service. Next, we have Elena Luna. Elena has served Rowland Unified for the past 15 years. She has served at Northern, Giano, Santana, Hurley, and at Rowland Elementary. Elena nurtured and inspired students of all ages. Our students will miss hearing stories about her dog and her sons. Our families are going to miss her phone calls and friendly conversation. And staff are going to miss her positive spirit and teamwork. She's going to be missed, but we salute and commend her for her many years of service to students. Best wishes. Next. Oh. There she is. I got my notes out of her. Sharon McDonald. She first joined nutrition services in 1991. Throughout her years of service, you can always count on Sharon to make you laugh with her honesty, sincerity, and her rambunctious personality. She's well known for singing while working, which lightens the day. I guess she's got a better voice than I do. She's going to be sorely missed by the nutrition services, and it seems too quiet over in the kitchen without her. We wish her the best in retirement, and we hope that she enjoys some much-deserved rest and relaxation. Next up, Deborah Macias. Deborah has been a vital part of the Ybarra Academy for the past 14 years. Her heart, her kindness, and energy make Ybarra a special place. She makes everyone feel special and strong. There's nothing she would not do for her students and for all the students at Ybarra. She's an expert in the areas of social emotional learning, early literacy, and engaging families. She is loved by all and will be greatly missed. And you'll notice that on her shirt it says retired teacher. No need for a new schedule. It says no schedule, no clocks. Next up, we've got Mrs. Jane McNaughton. Jane has been teaching for 25 years at Shellen and building memorable moments for all. She's going to be best remembered for her sense of humor. She was always willing to embrace best practices, and she dove right on into the Readers and Writers workshop during the past decade. Jane, we're going to miss you and your ducks. And I'm told Shellen's going to be a little less quackers without you. Next up, Sherry Morton Malo. Sherry's been an inspirational teacher working with IB students at Nogales High School for many years. Her dedication, devotion, and knowledge have earned her the respect of her colleagues and students alike. She's helped to move her IB students well above the international averages. Ms. Morton Malo's love for teaching has always been evident and admired, and her sense of humor kept both her students and her colleagues smiling. She's generous and full of personality. We wish you the best. Thank you, Sherry. Next, Esther Navarrete. Congratulations, Esther, on her retirement and from the halls of Hollingworth Elementary School. Esther has enjoyed helping students learn and was a true advocate for the success of all of our EL learners. After a long and rewarding career, we hope that she can now find time to travel, spend some time with her family and friends, and just relax and do the things that she loves to do. Next up, Francisca Ortiz Smith. Francisca's been with the district for over 37 years, mentoring and supporting teachers throughout the district. Just think about the number of lives that she's positively touched between the staff and students and the officials. If you were ever at school late and you needed someone to help you brainstorm and some teaching ideas, she was there for you. If you needed someone's honest opinions or thoughts or an issue, you could count on her to give you an honest thought. And she'd do it respectfully. Francisca's made a lasting impression on the world through the lives of the students that she's taught. Happy retirement. Elsa Ramos. Elsa joined nutrition services at Rowland Unified in 2000. She was a valued member of the team at the Kitchen Center, the Ruth Richard Kitchen Center, and at the Shellen Elementary Kitchen, where she has been missed ever since her mid-year retirement. When interacting with students of any age, she would serve them with a smile, bringing smiles to the faces of all those kids. We wish her the best in her retirement and hope that she is enjoying some much-deserved rest and relaxation. Next up, from my own department, Susan Ramos. Susan has served the Rowland Unified School District in several capacities, including food service assistant, the receptionist for the district, a cafeteria lead worker, and as credential technician where she finished her career. Her dedication to the district and dependability have always served her well. She went above and beyond to make sure teachers' credentials were updated, and we wish Ms. Ramos the very best in her retirement, which began earlier this year. Next, Deborah Rizvani. Deborah's retiring after a successful year in education that spans over 30 years. She will always stand out as a model teacher. She is knowledgeable, professional, and always finding ways to reach all students. On a personal level, she's been warm, caring, and she's always very fashionable. Next up, teacher who retired mid-year for us, and that's Bernice Thompson. We want to thank Bernice for her retirement, thank her for her work, and she has been missed by Santana High School since she left. Her hard work and diligence greatly benefited Rowland. Her instructional contributions and the daily operations to the independent study program have been missed. They were saddened to see Bernice go and are confident that she will find success and happiness in retirement, and we wish you well. In the time that you have served Rowland Unified, you have become well respected among your peers and been recognized as a true expert in the work that you do. Your warm and gentle manner make you beloved among your students. Rowland Unified was lucky that you chose to serve in our community, and we definitely have some big shoes to fill. And folks, we have some big shoes to fill for all these folks who have worked so diligently on behalf of students, bettering their lives, supporting our kids, and supporting each other. Give everybody a big round of applause, please. And that concludes our longevity and retirement celebration for this year. And we thank everybody for helping put this together this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Mitchell, you going to take over now for Rowland Elementary?
We do have some recognitions, some student recognitions as well. I wanted to, as the board has done as well, thank Mr. Bixler for sharing information on our longevity and our retirees. Also extend my gratitude to the employees for their service in our district. We wish we could be celebrating and recognizing you as a person, but please know that we are with you in spirit. So we're physically distant, but socially and emotionally connected, and wish that we could have done it in a different way. We do have, as I shared, student recognitions. At this point, I would like to turn it over to Dr. Zamora to recognize our students.
Thank you. Tonight, we are recognizing our elementary mini solar boat challenge participants. The mini solar boat challenge is designed for both 5th and 6th grade students to raise awareness in the stewardship of natural resources with a culminating project that results in the building of a mini solar powered boat. Students from Rowland Elementary, Rorimer Elementary, and Northam Elementary School had the opportunity to race against each other. The program is aligned to 5th and 6th grade science standards and challenged the students in all aspects of science, technology, engineering, and math. Please join me in congratulating the following students in their outstanding accomplishments. Jefferson Bernardo, Adam Hendricks, Alexia Arredondo, Sarai Mosco, Elijah Bolos, Edison He, Alexis Lara, Daisy Raso, Brianna Kyle, and Christopher Lopez. Let's give them a hand and congratulate them in their accomplishment. Those are our recognitions for tonight. Thank you.
So, Dr. Zamora, do you have the information as well with the Diamond Youth Symphony?
I do not. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me check on the other side of this.
Okay. We have two more. We have Diamond Youth Symphony and we have the Rowland Elementary Kiwanis K-Kids.
I do have it. I apologize. It was in a divider.
That's okay, no problem. Thank you.
Tonight we're also recognizing the Diamond Youth Symphony Orchestra student mentors. Many of the Diamond Youth Symphony Orchestra's young musicians have chosen to share their musical talents through a community outreach project called the Music Mentorship Program. This program enables high school students from RUSD as well as surrounding districts to teach elementary students one-on-one to play the violin, viola, cello, and flute. Through the music mentorship program, entry-level students are able to get free help outside of their school's music program and become motivated to become better musicians. On behalf of the Board of Education, please join me in congratulating the following students and thanking them for their participation in the music mentorship program. Victoria Choi, Vincent Lee, Nathan Han, Nicole Han, Vincent Lin, Nathan Lin, Shitong Lee, Yiling Chen, Aaron Zhang, Natalie Ding, Daisy Hu, Joseph Sung, and Jasmine Chow. Please join me in thanking them and congratulating them for their support to our elementary students with their music efforts. We have one more recognition. We have the Rowland Elementary K-Kids. K-Kids stands for Kiwanis Kids, and it is the elementary branch of Kiwanis, a nonprofit international community service organization. The mission of K-Kids is to do service, build character, and develop leadership. Students participate in club activities, meetings, fundraisers, and service projects, both on and off campus. Together, they completed over 560 hours of service before the student dismissal. Rowland K-Kids was recognized by Kiwanis International this year as a distinguished club. President Jeremy Cortez, Vice President Carolyn Su, Secretary Ariel Shi, and Treasurer Rodrigo Gutierrez all received Distinguished Officer Awards. Fourth grade teacher Mrs. Holloway and kindergarten teacher Mrs. Asper both received the Distinguished Faculty Advisors Award. Please join me in congratulating the Rowland Elementary K-Kids for their outstanding commitment to community service. Alexia Arredondo, Suriel Parillas Castillo, Daniela Parillas Castillo, Cynthia Bautista, Vincent Butler Jr., Giovanni Conchas, Jeremy Cortez, Crisandra Pugh, Andy Gutierrez, Emmeline Gutierrez, Rodrigo Gutierrez, Benjamin Ho, Maria Lopez, and Eliza Mojica. Please join me in congratulating our students. We also have, my apologies, we have some more students on the list. Azar Nasir, Justelia Nava, Carla Nava Barrillas, Geraldine Olmos, Galindo, Paula Ramirez, Phoebe Ramirez, Alicia Robinson, Genesis Rojas Salas, Rafael Sánchez, Tatiana Sánchez, Mahui Ariel Shi, Erwin Su, Sean Tanaka, and Justine Tanaka. Those are all of our students. Please join me in congratulating them.
And that concludes our reports for recognitions tonight. Okay. We'll move to the next item now, which is the highlight of the Hollingworth Elementary School Principal, Dr. Michael Hu, along with staff and students, who will provide a brief report highlighting their school.
Everybody can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Good evening, everybody. I want to say good evening to the board members, to Dr. Mitchell, our cabinet, and the Rowland Unified community. I'm Dr. Michael Hu, the principal of Hollingworth Elementary, and I have a small team from my school We're grateful to be here to spotlight the wonderful teaching and learning taking place at our school. I'd like to begin by sharing some common beliefs we hold to be true with regards to teaching and learning at Hollingworth. Perseverance, having a growth mindset, is very important. We believe that in order to learn things, you have to hold in belief that you can. Teach our students a simple three-letter word, Y-E-T, yet. When someone says they don't understand something or how to do something, we add that word yet. We hold this to be true of ourselves as adult learners. Flexibility. Thinking requires one's ability to change and grow based upon information presented. We encourage ideas to be shared and new knowledge to build from each other in creative ways. We believe in being an active listener. In order to get to fully understand someone, you need to really listen to them. We believe in talking less and listening more when teaching and learning. Being mindful of our words and actions. Once we have listened, we need to carefully craft questions to ask and mindfully move to the next step in the teaching and learning process. The ownership belongs to the students. In each interaction with a student and their work, we must always keep in mind that they have invested of themselves, and our job is to guide them with their own thinking into better understanding and new knowledge. Messiness is good. The process of teaching and learning involves many moments of trial and error, of mistakes and setbacks. We embrace this messiness, knowing it is part of the journey. And be brave and risk takers. We believe that our staff and our students must be bold in taking chances in new learning. We have truly done a lot of this since March 13th, since our student dismissal. And we'll share more in just a bit about the courageous teaching and learning that takes place for our Hollingworth students. Our work begins with the Rowland Unified School District Framework for Teaching and Learning. We use these goals and exemplary practices to build our plans for teaching and learning at Hollingworth. We have several areas where we have invested our resources of time, treasure, and talent, and we will spotlight these areas to you this evening. These areas are PBIS, the big R, Avid Elementary, Reach Program, Hiding Focus, and with our new reality, remote learning. All of the work we do folds back into the framework so that we can ensure student success. That's our group excitedly sharing their writing around the campus. As a gold medal PBIS school, we use the big R when communicating our behavior expectations. Let's listen to Caitlin McCauley respond to the question, what is the big R and how does it help you?
Essays, homework, and papers on time, and by keeping your notebooks in an active binder. Being ready to learn is making sure that you're listening to your teacher and taking notes so you have something to study after school to do your homework. Now, reaching out to others is helping people. Like if someone fell on the playground and you can use your notes, or someone's alone and you talk to them. One way this experience got to be helpful is by, during a recess, we got to help the preschool. It was so fun. Now that's our 4 hours. Bye!
So cute. Hollingworth Elementary is an avid elementary school where we encourage students to envision themselves as college students while providing them strategies and tools that they will need on their college journeys. Now we will hear from Julia Morales, our student council president, how Avid Elementary is preparing her for college.
Hello, my name is Julia Morales, and I'm the student vice president. As you know, we're at Avid Elementary School. Avid has helped me in many ways. Avid is a system that prepares students for college. At our school, we have rallies, discussions, and activities about college. We also go on field trips to different colleges and have guest speakers from Falling about the beach. AVID also teaches me how to be organized. For example, a binder carries our papers, pencil pouch, agenda, and notebook. The agenda helps us keep track of homework, projects, and after-school activities. Our notebooks help us take notes, such as 3-column notes, and AVID, I've learned to respect the views of my peers while strengthening my communication skills. To sum it all up, AVID has helped me prepare for my academic future. Thank you, Hollingworth, for putting me on the path to college starting so many years ago. I'll never forget the words from Dr. Hoon. After high school comes college.
And no, I didn't pay her to say that. Now I'd like to introduce Nicole Hernandez, Rowland's Coordinator of Special Education, and Alex Perea, a wonderful REACH teacher at Hollingworth.
Thank you, Dr. Hoon. REACH is the Rowland Education Center Assessment Center at Hollingworth. Families are referred to the team at REACH when they have concerns regarding the development of their preschool-age child. The assessment team then assesses preschool-age students for special education services. If they qualify due to a disability, students may be recommended for our special education preschool classes. Alex Perea, one of our preschool education teachers, is here to talk about the learning our students and families engage in at REACH that follows Hollingworth's teaching and learning beliefs.
Sorry, my computer went out and came back in. Hi. Thank you. Students in our REACH preschool classes work on IEP goals and developmentally appropriate activities, and we strive for our tiny hawks at Hollingworth to be well prepared for TK and kindergarten. We work on pre-academic and cognitive skills in preparation for their transition to kinder, as well as social emotional skills, gross and fine motor, communication, self-help skills, and one of our favorites, tactile and sensory needs, because messiness is good. We also strive to support families with their unique needs. Throughout the year, we hold parent education meetings to help with behavior and communication skills. We also hold family events such as the Harvest Festival and our Winter Wonderland, as well as our Young Athletes event in coordination with Special Olympics. Meeting these needs during remote learning has been a challenge for the teachers because just like everyone else, we dearly miss our children and the hands-on activities. We've been able to Zoom with students and provide parents a variety of activities that can be done at home with materials they already have. Preschool teachers have also sent home coloring pages, simple worksheets, new books for the students, bubbles, Play-Doh, pencils, sidewalk chalk, and crayons for home use. If you haven't heard about the REACH program, or have heard about it and want to see more of what we do to support Rowland Unified's littlest learners, follow us on Twitter at REACH_RUSD. I'm now going to pass it over to Amy Oliver, our instructional coach at Hollingworth, and the district program specialist who will speak about the writing focus Hollingworth has engaged in.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Alex. We are now 3 years into our writing workshop journey here at Hollingworth. And as we learn more, it really truly aligns with each of our teaching and learning beliefs. Students and teachers are continually setting goals and revising their work. You'll often hear the phrase, "When you think you're done, you've only just begun," in our writing classes. Writing workshop also asks students to be flexible as they try out different craft moves and revise their pieces instead of just sticking with the first draft they write. Teachers have to be flexible as they confer with students based on where they are and what they need, not where a teacher's manual says they should be. Students must listen actively to each other in partnerships during writing workshop, and teachers must listen actively to what goals the student has for their writing, rather than go into a conference with their own agenda. We also try to be mindful and coach the writer, not the writing, so the strategies students learn can be applied to other pieces they write and other genres of writing throughout the year. One of the major guiding principles of writing workshop is student choice. Choice in what they want to write about, what part of the writing process they're in, and what goals they want to work on each day. That really gives them ownership of their writing. Writing workshop is also all about the process, not the end product. Students are continually revising their work with revision strips, Post-its, and pens, so the end product shows the process and is definitely messy, but the learning is evident. All of this requires students and teachers to take risks, especially during remote learning, when some of our teachers have been recording themselves teach very many lessons, maybe 4 to 6 minutes long, so students can stay connected and continue to learn. I'll now hand you over to one of our fabulous first grade teachers, Ms. Pravati Krasniel, who will tell you a little bit more about our remote learning experience at Hollingworth.
Remote learning has afforded us the opportunity of virtual field trips to the Oregon Phil, San Diego Zoo, and even Hawaii. We have guest speakers from across the district share their favorite stories and the impact it has on their lives. We even did a cross-age collaboration with Rowland High School ELL students in which they had a Beauty of Books discussion using precise language in an asynchronous platform. The community became involved as art lessons became led by parents. Students began leading directed lessons in readers and writers workshops. The beauty of these opportunities is it creates culturally relevant experiences and an opportunity to connect in a time when social-emotional growth is essential. Next week, on Wednesday, June 3rd, we will be having a virtual luau with a live ukulele player that we would like to invite Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Zamora, Dr. Rodriguez, Dr. Bixler, and Dr. Flores and the board to attend. Together as a community, we made this video to share where the journey has taken us.
Remote learning has been similar to falling in love. Remember your first date? Stumbling over words and sometimes not knowing what to say? So you just stay mute? Things can get a little messy, but with time and intimacy, you begin to get brave, creative, and take risks. As time progresses, life becomes a place of active listening and simply enjoying the melody. You begin to learn about each other's families. For example, Sophia, who celebrated her birthday with her mother, who was in quarantine for 21 days. Somewhere over the rainbow, love does exist. Because distance simply means we cannot reach each other with our arms, but we can surely touch each other with our hearts.
I just wanted to let you folks know during this pandemic, my biggest fear was that Isabel's education would take a hit, especially coming from Hollingworth, where there's such a structure of college headed and all these great pillars of characteristics. I thought that was going to take a hit, and it did. Ms. Krasniel has not only made this work, but went far and beyond and made it work well. And somehow the kids still grow, not only in their education, but their minds. And I really do appreciate everything that's went on, even in this hard time, how much she's made our day-to-day just a better experience. Thank you.
And now back to our fearless Hoon to talk about how the future looks for Hollingworth.
Thank you, Ms. Krasniel. So what will the future of teaching and learning look like? That's the big question. We know that if we hold true to our beliefs, which we've shared along the way, and we open our minds to new ideas, new beliefs, that we will be ready for Hollingworth 2.0 or 3.0, or 4.0. Whatever it takes, we'll always be ready for our learners. We'd like to thank you very much for allowing us to spotlight Hollingworth Elementary School this evening. We wish you all the very best. Stay well, everyone, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Huang, and thank you all to all the students that took time out of their busy schedules to appear tonight. And thank you to the parents who appeared on the video. Really appreciate it from you. Great presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rocket. Good.
Okay, we'll go back now to Dr. Mitchell and the Superintendent's Report. Dr. Mitchell.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So this evening, I'd like to share with the board and the community a few things that are taking place as we prepare and embark in our last week of instruction in the 2019-2020 school year. So there have been, as is clear to everyone, significant changes that have happened this year following the dismissal of our students on March 13th. But our programs, as was just shared by Hollingworth, are continuing. Our staff, our teachers and our classified staff have been doing a remarkable job continuing caring, compassion, connection, and content with all of our students. I would like to bring attention to our virtual strings concert. It's a showcase concert that'll take place on Saturday, May 30th at 6 p.m. It is on the YouTube channel, and that will also be advertised on our website. We also are immensely proud of our graduates, the class of 2020. So this is the second year we'll be highlighting our students from Nogales High School, Rowland High School, and Santana High School. Next week, community members will begin to see light pole banners across our community, recognizing a few of our graduates. We wish that all 1,000 plus students could be recognized on light pole banners, but there are a few that that the schools have shared with us, and it will be sharing where they're going or what their future plan is following graduation. We also would like to thank the Supervisor Janice Hahn, the City of West Covina, the City of Industry, as well as Say Cheese Photography and South Coast Photography for helping us in this endeavor to make sure that we can highlight our students again for the second year with the light pole banners. Also looking next week on June 2nd, there will be a banner across Nogales at Colima, recognizing the class of 2020 from Rowland, Nogales, Santana, and our adult education program as well. So lastly, in terms of looking at where our students can see their name in print, our proud graduates, our seniors in the class of 2020 will appear in as we did last year as well, a Sunday survey. Our students in the senior class of 2020 were able to give us feedback on events and traditions that they really found near and dear to their heart, and which were the ones that were most important, and what were the ideas we could do to help preserve them for them. And graduation, hands down, was the one that they really wanted to preserve as much as possible. And so we know that we can't have a traditional graduation ceremony at filling our stadiums like we would like to recognize our seniors, but we have planned a very unique, personalized, physically distant ceremony or recognition on June 4th for our students at Nogales, Rowland, and Santana High School, and June 16th for students in our adult education program. Probably the most commonly asked question now as we start to phase to the close of our school year is what will happen next year? What does the 2021 school year look like? What is taking place? So I'd like to share with the board and the community that we have a planning team that's been in place. We've met 5 times in terms of looking at planning for what 2021 will look like. We've had 20 members on that planning team, and for the last 2 meetings, we've had 15 additional teachers join us to provide us with very specific input and ideas and suggestions around what that next school year could look like instructionally, with a focus on instruction. The specifics are not yet known. We do know it will look very different. So we are looking at how will we provide in classroom instruction, how will we provide a hybrid, where there were some students would be on campus and others would learn from a distance learning model, or a full distance learning model. Where we are at this point is really awaiting specific direction and clear guidance from the California Department of Public Health and the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. And once we have that very specific, very clear guidance from our health experts, we then will be able to very clearly pave our way to what the start of the school year will look like. We do think that it's very possible that throughout the year we may move in and out of different scenarios, and so that's where the planning team and our 15 teachers that have joined us the last 2 days have been really key in helping give us ideas and suggestions. So we have a parent survey that closes today. There's a staff survey that's pending. We will be sending out a staff survey and getting information from our staff, as well as a student survey, so we can get additional information. We have some town hall meetings that are in the works to gather some additional input and share information with our community, all leading up to a recommendation to the board in terms of how we will look when we open the 2021 school year. So while we know that the structure of the future of our next school year is very uncertain, what we do know is our focus will never waver from being the best that we can for students and ensuring that the safety of our students and our staff is at the forefront of our decisions, and making sure that we continue with care, compassion, connection, and content. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Next, we'll have a staff report on the proposed 2020-2021 district budget, and we'll turn the meeting back to Dr. Mitchell again.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So one of the things that also has been a little uncertain is the state budget. Many of you have seen and heard reports that have been taking place with the May revise and what will come out of Sacramento in terms of school district's state budget. So Alex Flores is here to share the Rowland Unified School District budget with the best information that we have available to date. And we will be preparing to present to the board at our June 10th meeting the budget for adoption. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Flores.
Before I start, I'd like to thank the tech staff and Gina Ward as made this possible and helped me to make this presentation remotely. And I also want to thank Hollingworth for their presentation, because as you're going to see through this presentation, that we're really yet to know how our fiscal budget is going to be with the state. We are definitely going to need to be flexible, and we're going to have to be active listeners of what changes are there, and we're going to be mindful, because the state impact of this budget will have an impact on many individuals. So tonight, Board President Malcolm, Board Vice President Pride, board members, Dr. Mitchell, cabinet, and audience, thank you for allowing me to make a presentation on the 2021 budget. Developing a budget is a team project, and I would like to thank Aubrey Craig, Corey Duran, and the entire fiscal staff who have worked preparing the budget via in person or remotely during the COVID-19 pandemic. A major component of developing a budget is reviewing prior year expenditures. A big thank you to the purchasing and warehouse staff that is led by Rosanna McLeod. Throughout this pandemic, they have not missed a day doing essential work on site to make sure orders are processed and accounted for when received. In the presentation, I will discuss the uncertain times, update from the May revise, share about the unrestricted general funds, the restricted general funds, and provide a multi-year projection. The budget, as we know, is a living document, and the budget cycle is a process that is constantly in motion. As you can see, we're here to share the budget for the next fiscal year. The next step will be to approve the budget at our next board meeting on June 10th. The budget cycle has 2 fiscal years that are always crossing over. The audit process has begun for the 1920 school year, which will be finalized this fall after unaudited actuals have been presented and approved by the board. COVID-19 has brought uncertain times with regards to state budget and school finance. Typically, the governor would present the May revised budget based upon April income tax filings to be able to adopt a final state budget in June. A state budget will still be approved in June based on projections, but not on actual received income taxes. Due to the extension of the income tax filing deadline to July 15th, the state budget that is approved in June will be reviewed and modified in the summer. Any changes to the state budget may impact funds received by school districts. Along with the possible impact of the state approving a budget on income projections, there are many uncertain variables at this time. Possible lower state revenue from other non-income tax revenue sources. Possible federal stimulus. This could help with state receiving additional funds from the federal government to offset the state shortfalls. Additional costs for reopening schools. This is unknown as we determine how schools will look when we open back up. Additional costs can be significant impact on the budget. For example, let's take a look at disposable masks. If we provide 2 masks for our 13,000 students on a daily basis, we would need over 4.6 million masks for the year, costing a little over $1.5 million. We are hopeful Dr. Mitchell's voice is heard as she serves on the LACO and State Reopening Task Force, strongly advocating that the state pays for any additional costs related to opening our schools. Also, possible reduction in enrollment. These unknown variables are not included in the budget we are presenting today. Therefore, we will need to do a 45-day budget revise once some of these factors are known in the summer. The governor announced at the May revise that Prop 98 minimum guaranteed is taking a $4 billion decrease from 1920 and a $14.5 billion decrease in 2021, compared to what was presented at the January state budget. The COLA of 2.31% has been suspended. For fiscal year 1920, the governor was able to withdraw from the Education Stabilization Account so that our funding for 1920 remains the same. But we will see a significant reduction in revenue for the 2021 school year. Again, these projections are based on anticipated reductions of state sales tax and income tax, which are estimated to be between 22 and 20% at this time. The impact on our revenue for the fiscal 2021 year will be a negative 7.92% deficit factor from LCFF funding and a 10% reduction of TIG and transportation funding. For LCFF, that's equivalent to close to $11 million. The May revision also announced that there is a possible relief for STIRS and PERS costs. This is based on the state making an investment in STIRS and PERS. If this materializes, we will include during the budget revision this summer. Unrestricted revenue for 2021 is projected to be a little over $116.6 million, with a large part of $101 million of LCFF rates, $28.4 million in LCFF Solon concentration. Unrestricted general fund expenditures are projected to be a touch over $124 million, with a little over $110.9 million, or 89% of revenue related to employees' salaries and benefits. We project expenditures will exceed revenue by $7.6 million, leaving an ending balance of $25.9 million. Ending fund balance is subject to change once the books are closed due to actual expenditures in the 1920 fiscal year. The $33.5 million beginning fund balance is projected at this time. A majority of the ending balance has been assigned to offset the COVID-19 revenue deficit for future years. Restricted funds are received for a specific use and must be spent in that manner to be compliant with all applicable rules and regulations. We project $46.2 million in 2021. Again, I would like to highlight that $16.5 million will come from our unrestricted general funds. Expenditures are projected to be $4.6 million, with the bulk of the funds, $33.9 million, or 71% for salaries and benefits. We project deficit spending in the restricted general fund by $1.4 million in 2021. Please note, staff will be reviewing expenditures funded with unrestricted funds to find if we can charge the restricted funds. This would have a positive impact to the unrestricted ending balance, allowing more flexibility for the district in future years. Along with the 2021 budget, we also submit to the county the multi-year projection. Districts are fiscally reviewed by the county on the basis if a district can meet all fiscal obligations for the next 3 years. When a district cannot meet its fiscal obligations, a negative certification is applied. Here are the major assumptions used to develop the budget for the district. As you can see, the deficit factor of 7.9 has been factored in for 2021, and then 0% COLAs for the next 2 years. We have also factored no one-time funds at this time for the 21-22 and 22-23 fiscal year. Again, we use the current STRS and PERS rates, although the governor wants to use funds to lower the contribution rate. The unrestricted multi-year projections show that our ending balance will be reduced to $6.5 million by 22-23, or 5%. During times like these, a reserve is essential. This slide shows the difference between the ending balance breakdown at the second interim and the proposed 2021 budget. For example, at the time of the second interim, we had allocated $10 million to avoid layoffs as a result of decline enrollment, $5 million for textbooks, $5.6 million for instructional materials, and a new program we wanted to implement in 2021, $1 million for classroom grants. Now, the ending balance has been assigned to offset the state's revenue reduction due to COVID-19 pandemic. This slide shows how the ending balance will decrease for 21-22 down to $16.9 million, and in 22-23 down to $6.5 million. Please note, the brown color in the pie chart reflects the amount above the required 3% reserve. As you can see, by 22-23, the reserve will primarily only be the required reserve amount. Although this projects a reserve that is reduced by 20%, I'm proud to present a current budget with sufficient reserves to weather this financial storm we are in. But it's important to note, these reserves will not last forever. Our reserves are created by making smart, informed, and at times, difficult decisions. And we plan to continue to bring recommendations to the board that are well thought out and shared with stakeholders. The budgets that our boards have approved have placed the district in this strong fiscal position. The avenue to get stakeholder feedback is through the development of a budget advisory committee. This committee will be developed to analyze expenditures, to determine what reductions can be made, to ensure the district can remain in a strong fiscal position for future years. We hope to invite representatives from all stakeholders, including certificated staff, classified staff, students, parents, community members, and management in the fall. We will continue to make budget presentations to the board as well as stakeholders as any state fiscal changes impacting our budgets are made. As I close, I would like to share the district has faced difficult fiscal times before COVID-19. During those times, we were able to work together to meet the challenges and still develop a strong reserve that helps us today. If past history is an indicator, we can again come together to meet the new fiscal challenges and work together to minimize the impact for our students' education. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available to answer any question, and also Audrey is available as well, our fiscal director.
Questions on the board?
I have one. Not so much a question, but just want to thank Mr. Flores and his staff for all the hard work that they've done in the past and that they are currently doing. I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said that there's still so many uncertainties with the budget outlook that we just can't totally figure out what's going to happen. But I appreciate that you guys are keeping a good pulse on what's going on and making sure that Rowland will be prepared for it. And I just want to also acknowledge the administration as well as the board for being conservative in the past, because as I hear rumblings across, Southern California from other school districts and the rumblings of panic as far as their budget outlook, I'm confident that we will survive this and we will do so in a good place because we have been conservative in the past. So again, just thank all of you for your hard work and for the very clear presentation about our current situation.
Thank you. We have a great team here.
Any other board members? I see no hands being raised. So, Mr. Flores, thank you very much for the presentation. And I echo what Ms. Pride said. Thank your staff for putting the time and energy to making a presentation that even I can understand. Thank you. Okay, our next item is public comments. Dr. Mitchell, do we have any public comments for this evening?
Yes, we do. We have a handful of public comments. There are a number of comments, people who have registered, 15 people in total who have registered to speak on a single topic. So we need direction from the board on how the board would like to handle that. Because if each of those 15 speakers spoke for the full time, it would require an extension. Our policy states 3 minutes per person, 20 minutes per topic. How would the board like to proceed? The topic is regarding the use of a local hotel by the County of Los Angeles for to temporarily house homeless individuals.
Okay, as we saw earlier before our closed session, several members did come early at 4 o'clock to speak, and there was some confusion of when they could speak, whether it be at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Some of those individuals have been waiting quite a long time to speak, and I understand they're still waiting. We have several options. I'm just wondering if we gave all 15 2 minutes with the idea of extending the 20-minute time limit on one subject to 30 minutes, then that would allow everybody to speak for 2 minutes. Otherwise, we would have to cut some people off that's been waiting since 4 o'clock. I'd just like to know how the board feels about that. Comments?
My only concern is that the topic is one that can have some impact on us, especially if our students were in session at the school sites right now. But this seems to be more of a county issue to me. so I'm not sure what role we can play in it other than to express concern, you know, once our students return to the school sites with having maybe that situation at that facility.
Mr. Malkin?
Yes.
Since this has been in the community and bubbling up, some of us have kept track of it and we know what's going on. I think 20 minutes for everybody should be enough, but the ones who've been waiting the longest should go first. You don't know?
So, no, I'm sorry, I just want to interject. Because we are in a virtual setting at this point, individuals don't have an audience to be able to talk and coordinate to say, you know, in terms of minutes, they can't see each other and don't know who everybody is. And then we're not certain what time people particularly logged on. There's not a timestamp, so we're not certain. I think your idea, Mrs. Evankamp, is ideal to be able to see who's been waiting the longest, but we don't have that information, so we have taken it in the order in which they registered in order to speak at this particular meeting.
Do they hear, Dr. Mitchell, do they hear each other so they know if somebody has already said something that they plan to say?
Yes, they are able to hear one another, yes.
So maybe if two people are saying the same thing, one could say, I'm not going to finish my statement.
Right, and we aren't certain if all 15 people have continued. We can see that all 15 people are still logged on now, whether they'll be at their computer or their phone and prepared to say their comment at the time that they're called upon is still to be seen. I think the idea that Mr. Malkin had proposed was an idea that allows at least each person who's come forward to have an opportunity to speak. But it is the purview of the board. We do have a policy that's 20 minutes maximum per topic.
If I remember, if I recall right, last time we did this, they ended up not taking the full 3 minutes. And we actually ended up less than 20 minutes. I remember that. So we don't know if they're going to take the full 3 minutes on 15.
Or we can limit to 2 minutes each.
Well, that's what I said earlier, to limit it to 2 minutes each, but we still have to extend it from 20 to 30 minutes.
It would be up to, because we don't know if individuals will take their full time.
A maximum of 2 minutes. All right.
I know that Angelina's, I agree with Angelina that this topic is not really for the board. We have concern, but it has to be another, like the county.
The only thing I could say to that is it might be that the district wants to take a stand on it and communicate with the county if we think it is going to be detrimental to our students.
Well, it's similar to when over at I think that Plaza, Diamond Plaza, when they wanted to open up that back gate, and people came and they were worried about the traffic going down by the school there, and they asked us for the position on that, which we did. So similar to that, we could choose to take a position. Ybarra is not that far from the hotel. So,
I think we still need to listen to the community's concern and see what we can help the community to protect the kids, just for their safety.
Any other comments, questions? So let me ask you, how do you feel about limiting it to 2 minutes maximum? Hopefully some would go for less than 2 minutes. Some might listen to somebody else and decide not to talk because somebody else already mentioned what they said. And we'll extend it for 10 minutes for a total of 30 minutes. Let me take a vote on that. I'll do a roll call on it. So this would be extended to 10 minutes, maximum of 2 minutes per person, maximum 15 people speaking. So Donna Friedman, Ms. Friedman?
I just really want to go with whatever the board wants.
And Mr. Chen?
I support your idea.
Ms. Ebbingham?
Yes.
Ms. Pride?
They still say it's a county issue, but I'll go with the majority.
And my vote would be to extend it for 10 minutes with a maximum of 30 minutes and 15 speakers. So I'd assume that Ms. Pride and Ms. Friedman will then go with the majority of the board, which is 3.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put a timer up. I don't know if the people can hear me or not. They're going to be speaking.
So, Mr. Malkin, we do have other speakers on other topics as well. So if you would clarify your piece, we have individuals speaking on topics other than that. So they would have a 3-minute timer. And so we'll start with those speakers once you've read your piece, and then we will do the speakers that are talking about the temporary housing for homeless in a local hotel. If that's okay with the board?
Okay, can the speakers that are going to be speaking, can they hear us right now?
They can.
Okay, so when they start speaking, I don't have a virtual gavel. So when it comes to 2 minutes, I'm going to speak up, and I know it might be rude, but I'm going to ask you to stop. And you'll need to stop at that point. If you speak less than 2 minutes, that's fine, we'll bring the next person up. But if you go to 2 minutes, I'm going to have to be rude and ask you to stop speaking, and I would appreciate it if you'd stop at that moment. Okay? So we'll go for the first speaker right now.
You have to read your statement.
Read your comment on written comment.
Thank you very much for reminding me of that. It might take me 2 minutes to read this. The public is welcome to provide comments to the board. Remarks are limited to 3 minutes, but this evening, for the hotel topic, it'll be 2 minutes. For non-related topics, it'll be 3 minutes. Unless extended or limited by a vote of the board, which we just did for the total for the hotel discussion up to 30 minutes. A maximum of 20 minutes, unless extended by the board, which I just mentioned, is allocated for each subject discussed. The Brown Act open meeting regulations under which the board must operate do not allow board members to comment on non-agenda items or information you may bring up that are not on the agenda, such as the hotel. Additionally, no action can be taken. However, the board may give direction to staff following a comment. So Ms. Ward, you want to start calling them? And if you can cluster all the hotel people together initially, so we can have a running clock, so we'll know when we get to 30 minutes.
Yes, hello. Our first speaker is Roy Humphreys. He will have 3 minutes, and his topic is on the 2021 budget.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, very hard, but we can hear you.
Okay, I'll try to get closer. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is a little change. You're going to have the part on the public hearing, so I'll save the budget thing for that. But one thing, thank you for all the good things you do. I receive and review EdSource, which is an unending as to following public education and its painful trials and tribulations. And frequently I ask, how do these district boards and administrators mess up the mission so badly for so long? I remember when California public schools were very highly regarded, and Monrovia High School, my alma mater, had the first language lab in all of the county. Those California national schools helped produce Microsoft, Apple, Hughes aircraft, Hollywood, and put a man on the moon. And how did this happen? The problem is that they abandoned their primary mission of an education platform and changed to being a surrogate parent, a jack of all trades, master of none. How to cure this cultural transgression? It is beyond my scope. As Dirty Harry says, a man has to know his limitations. And one more comment is the failure of this district to educate its constituents on the trustee area situation is appalling. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Humphreys.
Our next is Xavier Williams, a parent, talking about school safety during the opening when we return.
Good evening, Dr. Mitchell, a member of the board. My name is Xavier Williams. I am a speech language pathologist at Hollingworth Elementary School. I am also a parent of a Hollingworth rising 5th grader. I would like to extend my gratitude to all the educators and parents who have jumped in during this global health crisis that has taken a toll on all of us. I can say that as an educator and a parent, I have nothing but disdain for remote learning. And before I state my position, I acknowledge that I have sheltered in place for this entire time while continuing to receive a paycheck and maintain health coverage. I recognize that as a privilege. That being said, I am strongly opposed to returning to campuses in the fall. If we look at South Korea, a country that by all accounts has been successful in containment of the virus, the schools opened on May 20th, and it instantly saw a rise in cases. One art school with 91 students reported 3 teachers, 2 parents, and 1 kindergarten student who had tested positive for COVID-19. And we in the United States are several months behind South Korea. We know that we cannot successfully open up the country, as Mr. Trump says, without successfully opening schools. California's $3.1 trillion state gross product largely influences our global economy. We also know that African Americans represent 13% of the United States population, but 23% of the COVID-19 deaths. As the bleak statistics regarding the overrepresentation of deaths amongst Black people came to light, then and only then we began having conversations regarding repealing the shelter-in-place orders. Because Black bodies, as we see in the nightly news, and I see and hear firsthand experiences of my family and friends and myself, are disposable. More numbers as I wrap up. 74 educators in my home state of New York have died as of May 11th, 30 of them teachers. My college roommate has to organize Zoom brief sessions with staff and students in New York City's Board of Education. Lastly, 150 people died in Co-op City in the Bronx, New York. Co-op, as we call it, is a complex of condominiums in the Bronx, not far from where I went to high school. I cannot speak for the 149 families of the individuals, but I can speak for mine. On March 31st, 2020, my aunt, my mother's only sister, died from COVID-19. She was interred in a cemetery alone because we were not allowed to visit. If we open up our schools to save our economy, we will lose many lives within our district. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you very much for that.
I thank you, Mr. Williams. We are now going to go to the topic of RoomKey, and we will have our 15 speakers. They will each have 2 minutes. The first one is Paul Reitzman. Again, Mr. Paul Reitzman. Mr. Reitzman, you can unmute your mic.
Hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
I'm Paul Reitzman. I have a child that attends Rowland High School. 3 of my nieces attend Ybarra School. Ybarra School is less than 600 yards walking distance from the Quality Inn. Ladies and gentlemen, the damage has been done. I'm here before you tonight to plead, beg, insist, whatever you want to call it. Please help ensure that Project RoomKey is shut down as soon as possible, and that the so-called, air quotes, homeless that were installed there are dispersed back to their origins immediately after RoomKey's closure. The county snuck these people into the community knowing that they had the power to do so. The communities could not resist. The county would fight them, and they have remained firm. They don't care, and it's like a heartless juggernaut, just doing what Governor Newsom has told them to do. It's basically a war against the working middle-class communities. And here's where your ears should perk up. It is a war against families with children. So now all children coming and going in the community, either to and from school or school-related events, or volunteer work that the school encourages, or other self-enriching activities, or just playing outside like children should do. They now have zombie-like people roaming around in their communities that were not here 3 months ago. And the liberals will tell you, hey, we have to consider the homeless. We have to balance the needs of the homeless with the children. No, there is no balance. Children are children, and they need to look safe, feel safe, and be safe. There's no reason for them to have to worry about the homeless. The homeless are responsible for themselves. They are adults. Children are children. They should not be abused by a prevalence of so-called homeless people roaming around them. They should not have to play with the rule bouncing around in their head. If a homeless person approaches you, don't talk to them. Come into the house. So, Newsom doesn't care, the county doesn't care. I hope you guys care and do what you can. I know you don't have that much power, perhaps, but you do have standing. Please help get rid of the homeless magnet known as Project RoomKey. And for anyone listening, please think twice before voting for progressive, liberal, handsome politicians with awesome hair. This is what you will get. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next person is Lucy Zhang. Please unmute.
Lucy, unmute.
Unmuted? Hello. Hello. Members of the board and superintendent. I'm Lucy Zhang. My daughter attends Rowland High School. I speak for Rowland High's kids today. We know the homeless people in quality and know. They didn't get checked background and didn't get the COVID-19 test. They can walk out freely at 7 o'clock a.m. and 7 o'clock p.m. Quality Inn is so close to the school, especially the Ybarra Academy. And they really very close, only 0.03 miles. So about our safety, I really worry. The kids are the flower of America, are the future of America. We take care of the kids. That means we take care of our country's future. I hope you can make voice to every county to help to think about of our kids' safety. Check all homeless people background. Often test them if they have COVID-19 virus, and require to add policemen in Rowland Heights focus the homeless people issues in Rowland Heights. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next speaker is Helen Wayne.
So I'm speaking as a Rowland High School student, and I'm acting as kind of a translator and some of my own, views. So this Project RoomKey, Quality Inn Shelter to be specific, is greatly affecting the academic environment around the shelter since it's close to so many schools. There are 3 high schools, 6 elementary schools, 1 intermediate school, and many other schools within a 3-mile radius of the shelter. Ybarra is only 0.3 miles away from the Quality Inn, and that's around 600 yards. It takes only 6 minutes to walk from the inn to Ybarra. Many problems are going to occur after August 10th when school resumes. First and foremost, 42% of the homeless who stay in the shelter are alcoholics and drug users. 32% have mental illnesses, and that makes up 74% of the homeless who were placed in the Quality Inn. Besides all these problematic habits, people who got placed in the shelter did not receive any criminal background checks nor a COVID-19 test. They go in and out freely with no problem. Behavior like this are putting not only the schools but the whole community in the danger of the virus. During this pandemic, our responsible and caring the teaching staff at the Rowland High District are quickly adapting to the online system and helping students to learn. This is the hard work of our community and for the children's future. We strongly recommend the county to remove the shelter after August, considering the impacts it will bring to the academic and community's environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, our next speaker is not logged in, but it could be a telephone caller, so we just need to confirm it's Frank Huang, Huang. If they could raise their hand if he's one of the phone callers. Once again, Frank Huang. Huang. Okay, our next one is Vivian Zhao. Again, is not logged in, but could be a telephone caller if they could raise their hand. All right, the next person is Tiffany Liu. Hold on just a moment. Tiffany, you're loud. You can unmute yourself now.
I am going to talk about my own family experience. My grandfather used to work in a shoe shop. One day he was attacked by a woman because she was trying to steal shoes from the store. My grandpa stopped her. The woman injured my grandpa and his head started bleeding. A customer called the police and told us that she was homeless. A few days later, the store's glass door was smashed to pieces. My grandpa quit his job because of this incident. From my grandpa's experience, I learned that homeless people can harm others. Lots of homeless people experience all sorts of health problems, such as mental illnesses, social problems, and uncontrollable uses of alcohol and drugs. I love my community and I don't want to see anything bad happen. I want everyone to feel safe and secure when they walk to school or public streets. The solution could be to build a homeless shelter, but it wouldn't be too close to a residential area. People can give out donations for clothes, food, or provide small jobs to keep them busy and happy. Thank you for listening.
Thank you again. The next person is Leo Lai. Again, this person is not, we cannot see the person unless they're one of the phone callers. Could they please raise their hand? All right, the next person is, and apologies, it's Xuegen, and then last name is Zhu, Z-H-U. Hold on just a moment. Girl, you can unmute.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to bring up the topic and it's very short, so I'll try to rush through. And there's a lot of information or misinformation about this project, so I would first like to, go through my observations and then I would, have some thoughts at the end. We all know that homeless people need help, and Governor Newsom's RoomKey project tried to address this issue. However, the way that county is implementing the project amounts to deception or fraud, and it's jeopardizing the kids in this community. And here are my observations. Okay, first, they're using this project or abusing this project to dump homeless people in our community secretly. Residents were not notified. As a matter of fact, I learned about it only after fact to location. The Quality Inn and Suites is only a few hundred yards away from school, and this is totally unacceptable. Imagine that you are sending your kids to an elementary school camp by homeless people with needles, human dumps. No way, I'm not going to send my kid to schools like that. 3. Counties are suppressing opposition. I attended a few county-sponsored Zoom meetings. They do not allow us to speak. You can ask them questions with messages, basically that you ignore them. And they also provide a Facebook link, and they only post supportive comments. Any other comments are not allowed. And they also say they have a very successful program, but this is very up to the contrary, because before this program I didn't see any homeless people on the street. Nowadays you bump into them very frequently, and basically this essentially is they're moving homeless people from one location to another, from cities with influence to cities without any representation. As a person, individually I felt helpless. And in addition, they do not have any plan to exit. They have no plan, no people allocated. So I would like, to ask the board to take a stand and to express our opinion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joyce Illidan, and I'm a parent of a soon-to-be 4th grader who will be attending Hollingworth Elementary. First of all, I want to thank you all for doing your hard work and during this shutdown. For all the teachers, you made distance learning possible, and I'm so grateful for your efforts. It hasn't been easy for most of us, and maybe perhaps it has been tragic to some. But I'm here to speak today because I have lots of concerns about schools reopening this fall. A vaccine will not be available for a while, maybe another year to a year and a half. But most importantly, California's numbers of cases are still on a steady uphill. We have not flattened the curve, and with the state reopening, it will only get worse. We are at a much worse situation than when we closed schools in March, and reopening will increase infections exponentially. For one, the number of positive cases is just based on people who have been tested. Two, you only mostly test people with symptoms, even if we know asymptomatic people are just as contagious. How can we open schools when we have no idea who's really infected or not? Cal State universities have announced they will continue online learning this fall, and these are colleges. How exactly are we going to keep kids and staff safe? I believe that local, state, and federal officials are pushing to reopen for economic reasons rather than scientific ones. Just this week, Santa Clara's public health officer, Dr. Sarah Cody, spoke out against Governor Newsom for accelerating the reopening process without solid evidence that we are ready. Multiple news reports have revealed that the CDC is being overruled by the current administration, who have shown that they are not putting people's well-being at the forefront of this crisis.
Can we have her continue one more minute? But she wasn't on this topic.
Right.
She needs one more minute because she wasn't on the topic that we limited 2 minutes. It was a different topic.
Okay.
Thank you. I only have a couple more sentences. Thank you so much. Is the lack of sound guidance by officials leading us to make decisions that can cost us lives? Please ask yourselves if it's really worth risking people's lives before we reopen schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The next speaker is Cindy XI is the last name. We have two Cindys that don't have their last names on the call list. I've unmuted, so you can please speak.
Good evening, Ybarra School. I'm a student of Ybarra School. I think purity in homeless is a wrong decision because Ybarra School is less than 600 yards walk from Purity Inn, and also those homeless people living in Purity Inn have not conducted criminal background and health investigations, and they are free to enter and exit. If we will return to school on August 10, 2020, then this constitutes our health and safety. Therefore, I strongly recommend that the shelter be demolished before the school starts in August, so that we can have a safe environment to go to school. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Our next person is Arthur Lee. If he can go ahead and raise his hand, because again, he's not listed unless he's one of our phone callers. Okay, Arthur Lee.
Gina, is that L-I?
Arthur L-E-E.
Okay, thank you. I was just
the last name.
Thank you.
The next person is Fan Cheng. You go ahead and you can unmute.
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Just now I heard some people has talked a lot about the negative issue of this RoomKey project to our school district. Yeah, I just want to draw your attention of the members, the board members. What's your solution to this new issue, to the homeless people around our school? What's your solution to this issue? Yeah, I think safety is top priority. Yeah, and I hope you. The board people can like to report to the county or report to our to cooperate with local police department to ask them to give us a proposal how to make sure our children, the safety of our children. Yeah. That's what I'd like to say. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. The next speaker is Stephen Liu, L-U. Again, does not show that he's in the system. Just want to confirm is the caller. Stephen Liu. You can raise his hand. Stephen Liu, L-U is the last name. All right, moving forward, we have Tiffany Liu, L-U. Tiffany, you can go ahead. Tiffany Liu, you can unmute yourself.
We had a Tiffany Liu that already spoke.
This is another. Okay, we're moving, and the last one is Ellen Reitzman. And I know that the one is one of our students. I know her parent stuff. I don't see her logged in, but I do want to ask if she's on the call. All right, that's if no one else has raised their hand, and that's the final speaker.
We concluded public comment, Mr.
Yes.
And thank you for all the people that spoke and for keeping it concise. We kept it under 20 minutes. Number of people. Very nice. And thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules tonight to do this. Our next item is a public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 2021 RUSD budget. Next, we'll have a public hearing to receive public input regarding the proposed 2021 Rowland Unified School District fiscal year budget. Any member of the public who would like to provide comment on the proposed 2021 fiscal year budget is invited to do so during this public hearing. Please click on the Raise Your Hand option on your screen if you wish to do so. The public hearing is now open at 8:18.
Yes, we have raised hand from Roy Humphreys. You can go ahead and speak, Mr. Humphreys.
Okay, I've unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you? Okay. I'll make this very quickly here. And once again, thank you for all the good things you do. And I did get a copy of the budget from Mr. Craig about 4 o'clock there, thanks to Ms. Gina Ward. And without getting into the minutia of the situation, in my opinion, even with the $9 million shortfall, it's no problem when you're sitting on a nest egg of, by your own documents, 45 to, and per Shea Lohman, $54 million. So that's kind of a moot point there. And what is troubling, per Mr. Flores, and is acknowledged by Board President Malcolm, that there are 26 excess teaching staff who are being kept on the payroll. And with an estimated, now I kind of scratched this out here, about $3 million a year. And when we have to, we'll obviously have to wait to see, as so pointed out by Mr. Flores, how this thing actually fleshes out on the economic situation. And then again, we hear tonight, it says to avoid layoffs due to declining enrollment. Hey, this is a business. We're not talking about the teaching, the classroom stuff. We're talking about the business of running a district. And being laid off, that's just part of the business in any business, especially when it's a non-productive aspect. And that's appalling. And hopefully I can get some other persons will see this and just be as outraged as I am. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. We're just waiting to see if anyone else, any other people can raise their hand if they want to speak. At this time, we see no other speakers.
Mr. Malkin, you're able to close the public hearing?
The public hearing is now closed at 8:21. We'll now move on to the discussion action items. We'll move to item number 7A, Resolution AS 2021-01, Annual Delegation of Administrative Authority to process routine budget revisions, adjustments, and transfers. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution AS 2021-01, delegating authority to the Superintendent of Schools to process routine budget revisions, adjustments, and transfers to fiscal year 2020 through 2021?
I'll move.
Second.
And we have a first and we have a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, we'll do roll call. Ms. Friedman?
Yes or aye. I'm not sure what you want me to say, aye or yes.
Mr. Chen?
Aye.
Ms. Edmecamp?
Yes.
Ms. Pride?
Aye.
And myself is aye. So it's unanimous vote to approve resolution. The next item will be Resolution AS 2021-02, assignment of delinquent tax receivables to the California Statewide Delinquent Tax Finance Authority. I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution AS 2021-02, approving the assignment of delinquent tax receivables to the California Statewide Delinquent Tax Finance Authority for fiscal years ending June 30th, 2020, 2021, and 2022, and authorizing execution and delivery of related documents and actions.
I'll move.
Second.
Who was the second?
I think I was.
Okay, the 7th. Ms. Friedman's the first. Make the motion. We'll do roll call. Ms. Friedman?
Aye.
Mr. Chen?
Aye.
Ms. Helen?
Yes.
Ms. Pride?
Aye.
And aye for me. So it's a unanimous vote to approve the resolution. Item 7C, second reading of approval of revised Board Policy 5116.1, intra-district open enrollment. Can I have a motion and a second to approve revised Board Policy 5116.1, intra-district open enrollment?
I'll move. I'll second after Carrie.
And Mr. Chen moves, Ms. Friedman seconds. Roll call, or is there any discussion? A roll call, Ms. Friedman?
Aye.
Mr. Chen?
Aye.
Ms. Evankamp?
Yes.
Ms. Pride?
Aye.
An aye for me, unanimous vote to approve the resolution. Next item is 7D, Citizen Bond Oversight Member Appointment, Senior Citizens Organization. The bond committee has to have a person on there from a local senior citizen. And I have a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to reappoint Gerald Castelline, Senior Citizen Organization Community Member, to the 2000 to the 2010, I guess, to 2012, or 2000.
It's correct. It's the 2006-2012 Citizens Bond Oversight Committee.
Oh, okay, 2006 to 2012 Citizen Bond Oversight Committee.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
Just a note to say thank you for letting that person take that responsibility.
Okay. Any other discussion? Gotta do roll call. Donna Friedman?
Aye.
Mr. Chen?
Aye.
Mr. Effingham?
Aye.
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 That's aye for me too. That's unanimous. We'll vote to approve Gerald Castellan as the senior citizen representative. Item 7E, Citizen Bond Oversight Committee Member Appointment, Community Member. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to reappoint Yvette Romo, Community Member to the 2012 Citizen Bond Oversight Committee?
I'll move.
I'll second.
First and a second. Any discussion? Any more discussion? Roll call. Ms. Friedman?
Also, thank you for her taking that up too. Okay, aye.
Okay. Mr. Chen?
Aye.
Ms. Everingham?
Aye.
Ms. Pride?
Aye.
That's aye for me. That's unanimous. Vote recommend Yvette Romo as citizen.
David, your voice gets funky and garbled every once in a while, so make sure you're speaking.
It's the same thing my mother tells me. Item 7F, first reading and review of the revised board policy 6142.7, physical education and activity. This item is a discussion only. There will be no action taken at this time. Are there questions or discussion regarding board policy revised 6142.7?
Have any problems with it?
Okay. So there's no vote to be taken, so we move on to the next item, which is our consent calendar. Next is the consent calendar. We'll approve all the items in consent, with the exception of any items that were pulled for separate discussion or action, which there are none tonight. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar?
I'll move.
Second.
Can I have a second? Any discussion? Okay, I'll do roll call. Ms. Friedman?
Aye.
Mr. Chen?
Aye.
Mr. Effingham? Ms. Effingham?
Aye.
Ms. Pride?
Aye.
And I'm aye also to approve the consent calendar. Which now takes us to the last item, conference session. This is section number 9, which is next item at the consent calendar. Pursuant to California Education Code 56205, the public hearing will be held during the virtual regular board meeting on June 10th at 6 p.m., which is our next board meeting, to receive input on the Rowland Unified School District Special Education Local Plan Area, otherwise known as SELPA. Local plan, including annual budget and service plan for the 2020-2021 school year. Information on how to participate in the public hearing will be posted on the website at www.rowlandschools.org no later than 72 hours prior to the meeting. The proposed budget will be available for public viewing to members of the public wish to review the budget prior to the public hearing. If you wish to do so, please contact the SELPA office, and it's spell it out, MPINCUT at rowlandschools.org. Again, that's MPINCUT@rowlandschools.org. We'll now move to the next item, which is receive a board comment. And we'll start with this evening with Ms. Evans.
Okay. We're coming to the end of another school year for our students, but for our seniors, it's the end of their Rowland Unified School District education. For younger kids, as the year comes to a close, it marks promotion to the next grade. How different it's been ending this year with remote graduations and awards, along with other virtual ceremonies coming. All efforts are made to make things special for all of our students. I wish all high school graduates the best in their lives to come. This will be a graduation never to be forgotten. I look forward to hearing about our graduates soaring like eagles as they carry on with their careers and education goals. Thank you to all students who took their time to volunteer to serve their community in areas like the Buckboard Days Parade, representing their clubs in various activities and events, and representing their schools by competing in sporting events. As a member of the Rowland Unified School District Board of Education, I am proud to see our students going to their chosen endeavors. Many students will be going to college, others will be going to career and vocational fields, and many will join the military. Throughout this year, I've seen our students receive awards for participation in competitions. Some students have had perfect attendance through their school years, and several schools received distinguished honors. I look forward to the virtual strings concert and the virtual awards coming soon. Congrats and thank you to employees who received longevity awards today. The board appreciates your dedication to Rowland Unified. I am proud to be a part of the Rowland Unified School District and for it being fiscally sound in these difficult times. Last but not least, I extend a special congratulations and thank you to the parents of our students who hung in there over the past 13 years. It may not have been easy, but you will see in the years to come, it has been well worth it. It has been well worth the time you've put in. Thank you.
I think this would be the order, Ms. Pride.
Yes, I would. First, I want to say Lynn stole my whole speech, so I'm just going to skip that part of it. I just want to say congratulations to those who received awards for longevity and for our retirees and the students who were recognized. One note on the longevity, the fact that so many employees stay with our district for so many years, I think speaks volumes on their commitment to our community, to our students, and to the district that they also seem to love as much as this board does. I want to thank Hollingworth for a very detailed and informative presentation. I learned a couple of things that I didn't know about Hollingworth today. I live across the street and I still learned some new things. So thank you for that presentation. It was great. I want to wish all of our students good luck on their final exams this year. I know they will be very different than in years past, but I know that all of you will do well. I'm going to save my congratulations till the next meeting. And then I'd like to again thank Alex Flores and the administrative services staff for all of the hard work that they have put into the budget and will continue to put in to our budget and provide this information to our community in a way that was easy to understand. That's it.
Okay, Ms. Friedman.
Okay, first, thank you to Dr. Mitchell, Assistant Superintendent, staff, and everyone that is working so hard for our students. It was a huge challenge to educate our students during this pandemic. So many people worked diligently planning, etc., not to mention preparing for summer school and schools to open in fall, which is very difficult under the circumstances. Thank you so much for all you do and are doing for our district. Congratulations to Miss Kathy, Stella, and the department at Rowland High School. She emailed this great news about 7 students that were awarded the California Restaurant Association Work Ready Certificate. 6 of the 7 seniors attended the new advanced nutrition course. Along with the certificate comes a $5,000 scholarship. Joseph plans on using his $5,000 scholarship to attend Cal Poly Collins College in fall with a restaurant management major. The other 6 students have within 3 years to use their CRA scholarship. Congratulations to these students. Another success story about career pathways at Rowland Unified. How wonderful. Dennis, you did a terrific job. I love the introduction all the years. Thank you. Congratulations to all employees for longevity at Rowland Unified. Also, thank you for all you have done for our students and district. Such dedication. So many years, from 25 to 40 years of service is amazing. Congratulations to all the retirees. I wish you a relaxing and fun retirement. Thank you for all your service and dedication to Rowland. Enjoy being retired. Congratulations to all the students that received awards tonight. And then Hollingworth Elementary School's presentation was great. Thank you for letting us know what is happening at your school. A huge thank you to Alex and his team for the 2020-2021 proposed budget. We know the state budget will be cutting a lot of funds to school districts. This is not a good thing. We appreciate all your hard work. All of you in fiscal services do so much. Please know how much you are appreciated. Thank you for your very informative presentation, Alex. I know the high school graduations won't be the same as it has in the past, although I am looking forward to attending Rowland High School's drive-by graduation this year. It was my turn to go to that high school this year. I will miss handing out the diplomas, which was one of my favorite things to do as a board member. But I will enjoy clapping for every student I see as they go on the stage. As I shook hands with the graduates and handed them their diploma for the last 4 years, I would say, congratulations, good luck to you. I meant it with all my heart. I felt so proud of these seniors for graduating from high school. So let me say it now, seniors, congratulations, good luck in your future, make good choices. Please know that we are very proud of you and know you will be successful in no matter what you decide to do in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Friedman. Mr. Chen?
First, I'd like to congratulate those who decided to retire, and I congratulate them for their mission accomplished. And I want to say thank you for those who spent 25, 30, 35 years with our USD, and they spend most of their career with us, and that's I want to say thank you to them. We honor the kids for their. I'm very curious to the pictures they showed today for the mini solar boat. And for those kids, they build this mini solar boat, and very the solar boat is not very easy. It's very complicated. So next time I have an opportunity, I'd like to see how does it work. And Diamond Symphony, the musicians doing the mentor to teach our kids, and really appreciate it. And also the Rowland K kids, and that's a very good experience for them. And also thank you for Alex, thank you and your team for your hard work and the presentation today. Finally, I want to share with you what I know about the parents who came to our meeting tonight and present their concern about the project RoomKey. They are concerned about the safety and the health of their kids. And we know this is not the project from our district, but they're seeking for answers and seeking for help through many meetings before. The RCCC had the meeting, and the county had a meeting, and the one at that meeting, and none of them had a good answer for them. Most of the answers got ignored, and such as the exit plan, because the community people feel this is endless project, and the residents staying in the hotel, they had no COVID-19 check. Nobody knows who had it, or know who had the COVID-19 or any other health problem, and no criminal background check. Nobody knows if there's any sex offenders among them. So the parents feel the safety of the kids get jeopardized. When school open, the kids around the area will be by the residents in the hotel. Because the hotel has no restriction, the residents in the hotel can come and go in and out of the hotel anytime during the daytime. And they have no help or no answer from county. That's why they come to the district, because their kids are the students of our district. So they come to the district and to express their concern about the safety. So all they ask is the district communicate with the county and get some answer for our parents. Question is how long the project is going to be and how the county is going to guarantee the safety and the health problem in the community. And that's all the parents ask for. So I would say, see what we can do to help these parents take care of their concern for the safety of the kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. Well, when you speak last, everybody says everything you're going to say. So I can only find a few words to say, so I'll find a few words. I want to congratulate all the students and staff recognized tonight. It is nice to see the number of staff who have devoted their careers, not their job, but their careers to the Rowland Unified School District. Rowland Unified is truly a family. It is because of dedicated staff like those recognized tonight that makes Rowland the best district. I also want to congratulate the graduates, but nowadays graduate means those going from TK to K, those going from middle school to high school, those going from high school to college or to a career path, and those graduating career technical education paths. So there's all different types and all different levels of graduates that we have nowadays. Mr. Chen mentioned the water, the solar boat races, that we congratulate those students tonight. And I just want to add, I want to thank Rowland Water District for sponsoring that. They did a terrific job sponsoring that and emceeing the event. And it really is a lot of fun to watch. So if you can get out there next year, it's a lot of fun to watch. I also want to thank Mr. Flores and his support staff for his presentation tonight. The district budget is very complex, and Mr. Flores has a way to make it easy to understand. However, to keep us in the green is a skill that few have, like Mr. Flores. The administrative staff are the backbone of our district, and I hope that they had a great Classified Employees Week. I really missed shadowing somebody this year. I wanted to be a bus driver, but I guess I have to wait till next year to take that occupation on. We entered summer break not knowing what school will be like when we return. It takes a lot of planning based on uncertainties that will ultimately be our final temporary plan. Thank you to Dr. Mitchell and the cabinet for their endless hours of planning. Finally, I need to thank our teachers for being flexible and for making sure our students' education continued regardless of the challenges presented. We are a team at Rowland Unified, and we all take an active role in providing the best educational programs for our community. And I just want to take one line from Dr. Huang's presentation at Hollingworth that I think should become our model, and that is, be mindful of your words and your actions. And I think that's something that we can all practice throughout our life, and we have a better world. And at that, I'll take a motion to adjourn our meeting for tonight. Anna said, oops. Do I hear a second?
A second.
Again, we have a first and second. Don't need any discussion, but we do need a roll call. So, Ms. Friedman?
Aye.
Mr. Chen?
Aye.
Ms. Eppenkamp? Are you muted, Ms. Eppenkamp?
And mute.
I'm reading her lips. I think she says aye. And my Ms. Pride?
Aye.
And mine is aye also. We have a unanimous vote to adjourn the meeting at 8:45 this evening. Thank you very much. And the next board meeting is June 10th. And I want to thank all the people that participated from the community. And please join in whenever you can. That you can do it from the seat at home. And we'd love to have your input, and we'd love to have you join us on June 10th. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Good job, David.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thank you, Alex.
Bye.
Night.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Pixel.